Good morning, good morning. Well, it's morning somewhere, and it may be morning when you watch this. I have absolutely no idea. So today I'm going to talk about my loot. I'm not going to talk about my loot. I'm going to show off my loot, and I'm just going to talk randomly about the Australian Book Fair. Sorry, Book Fair Australia. I'll get the words in the right order. So, just wondering, that looks like the words are backwards. Oh well, won't know how this works until it comes out on YouTube. So, this was the 4th Book Fair Australia. The first 3 they held in Sydney. So, 2022. I didn't get there, and I have much regret for not getting there, because I love Book Fair Australia. Oh, hang on, I'll just keep showing you these. I'll bring out my books and just keep showing you one at a time. Oops, have somewhere to put them. That's a parcel. I won't say anything about them, so I hope you can read them backwards or forwards. I don't know which it'll be. So I love Book Fair Australia. I did not get to 2022, the first one, and I have ever so much regret about that. So much regret. I did get to 2023. I drove up, and that was a challenge, because not the driving, but I booked an Airbnb, and that got cancelled within a week to go. So I had to find a new place to stay, and that was a bit of a challenge. But anyway, so I then went to 2024 with my travelling companion. That was nice. And that was also in Sydney. And the last one, most recent one, in Melbourne. They moved it to Melbourne because... Actually, I don't even know why they moved it to Melbourne, but they moved it. And so that was it, 21st and 22nd of February, and I went. It took me a while to get a ticket. I just had this huge issues getting tickets, because it's like, am I going to make it? Because that's February. And I came down with shingles at the end of September. So at the time of speaking, I'm doing this in mid-March. I do not know when I'm going to upload it to YouTube. It may be a few weeks. But as at the time of speaking, it's now been 5 months, over 5 months, and I've still got symptoms. So I just kept on putting off buying a ticket, because I really was not at all certain if I'd be going, if I would have the energy. And by the time I finally bought a ticket in 24th of December last year, 2025, they'd sold out of the Saturday tickets. Or they sold out of the weekend tickets. I think they'd sold out of the weekend tickets. So and they had sold out of the Saturday tickets. So they didn't get a chance. I couldn't buy a Saturday and then a Sunday. I couldn't buy a full weekend ticket. So I had to make up my mind to either go on the Sunday only, which for my energy levels probably would have been the better thing, or buy a VIP ticket. So a VIP ticket came with all sorts of things, including a t-shirt, which is black, and I don't wear black, so I gave it to someone else. And the first book I showed, which is the Book Lovers Journal, I will actually look at this a little bit closer, because I won't deal with this one in detail. So it's really good, because it's got a whole heap of information about the book. So you just write in, it's got author, genre, publisher, name of pages, date started, date finished, why I chose this book, overall rating 1 through to 5, recommend yes or no, other books by author to read, and review. So this is really good if you like writing down all your stuff. I do not write down all of my stuff. I do not write down all my books. There's often books I read which I don't bother talking about on YouTube or writing about on my blog. And I do not keep track. I've seen people who talk about all the books that they plan to read that week or have just read that week, and I'm not saying that they're obsessive, I'm saying that they are doing it their way, and I'm not doing it that way. Okay, this book that I'm about to show you I think came with another book. Yes, I wasn't going to talk about them, so I won't. So I bought the VIP ticket, and I got my t-shirt, and I got my other book, and I got, while I'm talking about the VIP, I got some washi tape with a lovely design, you know, books. I don't know when I'll ever use that. I've very carefully not bought washi tape in the past, just because I know what I'm like, and it will never get used. And then I'll just have another obsession. I got this lovely bag. And I also got things I don't know what I got, because I was just throwing bookmarks and business cards in, the important ones. I don't take bookmarks or business cards from people if I've bought their book, because I figure I've got the book, I can Google them if I need them. And I don't use business cards. Don't use business cards. I do use business cards. I don't use bookmarks. So I use old business cards that the back is blank. Well, it would be blank if I hadn't used it. And I'm able to put a few notes on the back of that. So I went on the Saturday. I got there what I thought was late, but it turns out I was only there about like an hour after opening, and it was good. It was good to be late at that time, because the first crush of people had passed. They were all scattered throughout. Some of them were watching panels, some of them were getting a bite to eat, some of them were that they'd been past the first lot of stalls. And essentially I had an easy run. So I spoke to just about all the authors I wanted to speak to. I only bought 26 books. Some of these books look absolutely fantastic. The covers are to die for. Maybe not quite to die for. But anyway, I don't know where I've got it. I bought a brooch, a pin. It's not a button badge. It's like a brooch. One of the authors whose books I haven't read yet. I think I bought them in 2023, and they're still sitting up on my to-be-read pile. I will get there at some point. But they are sitting up there. But these brooches that someone's made for him, they have a little bit of the cover in an oval shape, and they are just gorgeous. And I now have to have the entire set. As at this moment, I have the entire set. So he's written 3 books, so there's one button for one brooch, whatever, for each book. So I have the entire set, so that's really nice. And I'm sure I will see him at some point in the future when he's written other books, and I will get more. And by that time, hopefully, I will have actually read one of his books and will know whether I want to buy another one. So that was the Saturday. Yes, so Saturday got, by dint of not stopping at the romance tables, you knew I wasn't stopping, because I was saying to the author, you see me not stopping, you see me going at speed, so fast you don't see me going. They laughed. That's all I can say. Okay, I've bought Dragon Jane before and I enjoyed him. there was something wrong with the last book, but at this point, late in the piece, I do not remember what it was. So this will be interesting. I think this is possibly the sequel to the first book, which I've got. Anyway, moving on. So Sunday, I had a friend who only came on the Sunday, and he met me there, and it's because of him I actually got to sit at a panel, and I'll give you a few seconds, because he kept on reminding me about the time. I'm not at, those books are going to fall, I am not at all absent-minded about time when it comes to these sorts of things, when there's so many books to look at. No, I don't know what gives you that idea. So, with all these fabulous panels, they had 2 stages. I should have gone to the sci-fi and horror panel. That would have been good. But I didn't manage to get to that one. Instead, I got to How Has Generative AI Affected You as an Author? By Philippa Neffrey Clark and G.R. Thomas, and the moderator was Blair Stratton. That was interesting. I'm very interested to see where we're going with AI, because it does not look good to me. Not at all good. So, because AI is being trained on authors' books, or if it's being trained on artistry, it's being trained on art. And the people, the authors or the artists, they are not being given a choice. They're not being asked permission. They're not being given any money for it. So basically, their work has been stolen. So I'm finding AI very annoying. And I am trying to fight the good fight where I can, and remind people that AI, oh, this is for anthology, oh, that should be good, and remind people that AI is actually not going to be very good. That's 2025, and this one, oh, you can't see the pile of books yet, but it's going to fall, I reckon. I'm almost through my pile. So, there we go. What else did I want to say? Did I say they sold out of tickets about 3 weeks or whatever before the event? Sold out. A book thing sold out. How good is that? When I was young, I've got to show you the title and the author. This is one of the people who was on that panel I went to. When I was young, reading was frowned upon. Not in my family, but outside my family. You weren't allowed to read. It's not allowed. It wasn't the done thing. So people didn't, or they didn't admit to it. I was the odd person. I always admitted to it. So, 3 more books. This one. So it's really, really lovely to attend something so big. I truly have no idea how many tickets were sold, because I haven't been allowed to find out. I have asked. So far, I have asked. If they tell me, they tell me. And if they don't, not my problem. Okay, so it's interesting as you still can't see the pile of books. It's just outside of the camera's reach. Now this one, you might have noticed, this one is wrapped in brown paper. So I will talk a little bit about this one, because I think I've just about finished all I wanted to say about this, about Book Fair Australia, and I do have a couple more things to do. This one I will open in its own video. Novelist, what she does is she makes certain she's read all the books, and she pairs the book to the person. It's a bit like Bionic Book subscription. And I told her, don't like romance, can't stand it, it wrecks the story. And within about 1 second, she said, I know the book for you, and promptly gave me this one. So, I've forgotten how much I paid for this. But it's essentially a blind date with a book. So I've got no idea. I will open this and talk about it a bit more on another video. Just not today. So they didn't fall. And I will just move some back onto the pile at the back of the couch so that they have somewhere to lean against, which is where they were in the first place. Oh, now you can see the pile. Isn't that nice? So there was a lady who designed socks. She only buy 2 pairs of socks. I need socks. Well, my problem is I do not know if these are going to fit. They say one size fits all. I have small feet, but they are cute. So that'll be good if they fit. What else? Oh, yes. Yes, and then I found the earring lady. Hang on. Archivist Downfall novella series. Okay, this goes with that. This is really quite gorgeous. Too many things here. You know what? If I can find how to get into, break it into. There we go. So I've got a key ring. It's got a few things on it. There's a fish. Well, it looks more like an everlasting signal sign. There's a book. And there's, it's a really cute little apple. I mean, it really does look like an apple. Not that you can see it so well. And then I've got a cup of coffee. I have no idea what I'm doing with that. I have too many things on my keyring. I really do not need anything more. But I found Sparkalicious. And the poor lady, I just about blew her ears out because I screamed. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I found my brooch. I put it with the earrings. That is it's the oval in the middle of the cover, and made in this form, it is just divine. That actually, there's nothing on the front there. That's the indentation. I love that. Really love it. Yeah, so I saw Sparkalicious, and I saw her goods, and I screamed, and I had to buy them. So I bought these, and I bought these on the Saturday, and because it's what I do, I actually took them out, took one each out of these and put them in. So people were looking at me all day and saying, oh, they're gorgeous, where are they, where are they? And so I had to point, of course I pointed them in the direction, Sparkalicious, they're over there. And I pointed. And on the Sunday, of course, I had to go back, and I bought. I love these. I could eat a packet of these by myself in one sitting. Then I would be sick, but I can do it. And, of course, Smarties. So this size pack I can eat. Well, no, I can't because they're not really chocolates. But anyway, chocolates. Men's slices of biscuits. And then somewhere else, she was making hers. You know, I'm going to take this out of here. Is it open on the front or open on the back? There we go, open on the back. I love these because they look like Vegemite, little Vegemite jars, but they're not branded. So it's like, how could you tell them off? And I love Vegemite. I love Vegemite. It's all these things about how you should only have a smidgen of Vegemite on the bread, and I'm hardcore Vegemite, which is why I try not to have it every day. So what she's done is she's made these out of beads, tiny little bitty beads. So I didn't wear these because instead I wore the other ones. I should not buy that many earrings in a day. Really, I should not. 2 should be my maximum. Will I ever get around to wearing these earrings? I have no idea. And did I pair these up and wear one in each ear? I think it was this way. Yes, I did. For the whole day. I have this feeling there's 1 or 2 more little things I had. Oh, there's like stickers and I don't know what else. There is one thing that I did put away. It's basically a flat pack, 1 sheet of cardboard, and what they've done is they've printed a printer on it in flat form, and you pop out the pop it out using the perforations and put it together and make a little printer. And when you're holding it there, and you can do the button on the side, and the paper comes, it's a piece of cardboard, but it comes out, and then you can put it back again, and then it comes out, and then I got a bit too enamored by that. I stayed there at the table for far too long. I should have been talking about what they do, that they print stuff, but I should have been talking about that rather than all the little things that they had done to show what they can do. I got a bit over enthusiastic, I think. So I'm looking a bit undressed here. Bad enough my t-shirt is falling apart. I didn't buy any t-shirts. I probably should have. Anyway, that's my loot. It's my book loot. How I'm going to fit that onto my to be read pile is a Tetris job for another day. Thank you for bearing with me. Bye.